Bears at the Rams. The Rams are heavy favorites here, and I think that's appropriate. They're at home. What is the headline here? If Forte doesn't go, you roll Langford out, or do you not because it's the Rams in St. Louis?
I think you can roll him out because he's going to be a true RB1 for the team. Have the bell cow close type of role. I don't think Kadeem Carey is going to eat in too much. However, it's a terrible matchup. So you're looking at as far as fantasy, a lower end RB2. That's how I've got him ranked. Is kind of just he's all right. He can definitely play for your roster, and he's going to put up points because his baseline and usage is going to be high. But I don't expect a big breakout game like we all did last week just because of the matchups.
I'm still playing him. If Forte's out, I'm going to play him.
Jonathan Stewart or Langford?
Langford for me.
Probably Stewart. Let me consult my rankings before I make a buffoon out of myself. Langford, yeah, it would be. Whoa, Jeremy Langford 13, Jonathan Stewart 12.
All right, so Jonathan Stewart's the guy right now.
By a butt hair.
By a butt hair. That is your only unit of measurement for some reason.
It's accurate.
Okay, so I think we handled most of the big guys in this game. I don't think any of us are super confident in a specific wide receiver. I will be curious to see what Devin Funchess does from a snap count perspective moving forward. So I'm paying attention to that as a kind of down the line guy.
Wait,
and
what?
I'm alone.
What? Wait, what?
What do you mean what? I said I'm paying attention to Devin Funchess' snap counts.
We were
It's
talking
just a
about
different game.
We were talking about the Bears and the Rams.
Oh.
But that's good. I mean, I would look for Devin Funchess' snap.
Yeah,
count as well.
I rolled my sheet back up there.
I will be very surprised if
He was
gets
traded.
over.
He was
if he's
traded.
over 0% for the Bears Rams game.
All right.
What? Yeah.
So there's a
falling
little
apart.
There's a little tidbit for the last game we talked about.
Yeah, and that's fair for the Bears. Alshon Jeffrey is a full go.
I'm starting to like Tavon Austin because of the carries that are getting involved in there. He just seems to produce. He's so quick. He makes a big play every game.
Yeah, his baseline is much higher with that. And the Bears defense, that's who I was just going to bring up. I think Tavon Austin is an absolutely flex-worthy player in this game. His baseline is decent, and he could break something off in any game. His speed is electric.
Now, these teams have statistically both very good pass defenses. So does that impact your kind of ceiling for Jeffrey in this game? The Rams are exceptional at home as well.
Not for me. Jay
Not
Cutler
me.
feeds Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, not for me either. Jeffrey's
Yeah.
my number one right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it did for me. I think he's, going to have one of those games that's like, 6 for 68. It's not going to be a terrible game, but not going to be that crazy.
And do you think that Devin Funchess is going to come watch this game? Do you think he's going to visit after he's going to swing
I think he's
out
going to
there?
come right out of the tunnel in the starting lineup.
He's confused.
Yeah. Funchess really needs to get it together.
Funchess is so confused right now. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like,
Get it together,
he's like,
Devin.
what plane do I have to get on? Okay. Cowboys, they take on the Buccaneers in the Matt Castle, Jameis Winston barn burner. All righty.
Yeah.
We all love tempering expectations for offensive players because of quarterbacks, don't we?
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Des Bryant, we saw it last week. He can still make plays with Matt Castle, even if Matt Castle just throws it up into the sky.
That's probably the best go-to weapon.
Alley-oop!
Alley-oop. Boy, he went high, though.
Yeah.
Much higher than the defense. Yes.
Where do you have Des Bryant this week on the rankings?
I do like him. It really stinks though. But we only have one more week. One more week of Des Bryant not being a top 3 guy.
So Tony Romo will be back next week. I have Des Bryant very high this week in this matchup,
Top 3 guy.
Oh, I have him as a 1, low end 1.
which I think is probably more reasonable. But the way I statted it out, I thought Des Bryant would produce. He is what their offense is at this point.
What you're telling me is you're admitting you're not a reasonable man.
Correct. Clearly not. Yeah, clearly not. Darren McFadden is an every week start right now.
Absolutely.
What do we think about Doug Martin? Because I have some thoughts about Doug
I think
Martin.
Charles Sims is going to start to cut in a little bit more and make it into one of those uglier timeshares that we don't want, which I super don't want. I think Doug Martin doesn't deserve that. He's been playing very well this year. I know he fumbled the ball and got benched, but then so did Sims. So, but that's what I expect. I expect his production to come down as Sims comes up, and they just share that. They're both good backs, but it makes for fantasy. It makes it a worse situation, I think.
So are you going to start Doug Martin or Charles Sims?
I would start Martin.
Yeah, Doug Martin over
Martin
Sims.
is my start of the week this week.
Whoa!
So we'll talk more about this matchup, and because I couldn't disagree with Jason more. So wait, I couldn't disagree with Jason. Also, wait, more.
Jason Moore.
More.
Yeah, he couldn't disagree with Jason more.
There you go.
I see what happened.
That's where I was going. Cole Beasley had a big game last week. The touchdown monster himself, the overwhelming physical
I called it.
freak.
No, nobody called it. Nobody
Yeah,
in
are
the
you
world
doing
called it.
anything with Beasley this week?
He's, he should be.
Wait, what's that sound effect?
It's Michael Jackson.
Put me in, coach.
Castle being there could end up using him the same way. If you're in a full PPR league, I think that bumps him into a flex consideration type of player.
That's a good assessment. Mike Evans, does he get it? It's such a weird world of Mike Evans because 150-plus yards, great fantasy day, 6 drops. So, I mean, nowhere to go but up.
No, he has shown that he
the
can also
drops,
go down.
The drops will go up.
Where do you guys have him this week? Mike Evans right now
I
is...
still like him. He's still Mike
I have
Evans
him
to
the
me.
highest at number 10. Jason has him at 19. Mike has him at 15 overall. So we're all starting him. He's all at wide receiver 2 for you guys. He's a 1 for me.
Yeah, consensus rankings, he rounds out our last wide receiver 1 right behind Des Bryant. So they should both be okay, but I don't think either is going to just explode. Austin Seferian-Jenkins might be actually on the field this week. We don't know yet whether that's going to be a good thing for Evans or bad, but it should probably help Evans a little bit because right now you got Evans and nobody. So if you're the defense, you can really, really focus in on Evans.
And he needs to focus in on the ball.
Right.
So what else from this game stands out to you? Is there anybody else want to talk about? I like Witten this week. We're going to get to that soon. He's on my he's a consideration for me.
I think Castle is a sneaky now, here's what I'm saying. If you're in a 2-quarterback league...
I think Smelly. I think you meant Smelly.
If you're in a 2-quarterback league, Castle's the type of guy that is probably still out there available, and he would be a playable option. He's got enough weapons with Dez, the way that he's using the dump-offs, and DMC is going to be involved in the passing game as well. So I think you've got a good baseline there with Castle.
All right, we got to move on to the last matchup we're going to talk about today before we get to the starts of the week, and then we'll have the second half of the games tomorrow. The Lions head to Green Bay, and they take on the Packers.
And we have a water bet.
We do.
We do?
With a fan.
That's right. You sent that to me yesterday. What was this ridiculous water bet?
A fan, Mike.
I bet a fan of the Lions.
Yeah, he challenged the 3 of us, a 3 versus 1. He's taking the Lions, and he gave us the Packers. I accepted for both of you without even consulting you.
Because you are a smart man.
Because
Yeah,
I
I'm
figured
okay with
you'd be in on that. So, Mike, prepare your drawers to be soggy.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to yourself.
No, his name is Soggy Drawers.
Oh,
Mike
Soggy Drawers Mike.
Start all your Packers. Start all your Packers.
I'm on board.
Coming off of 2 losses in a row, Aaron Rodgers
At home.
Yeah, he gets to go and punch
Even
the world
Vegas
in the
thinks
face.
this is about an 11.5-point game.
Yeah. It's
Nice bet, Mike. Way to go. Way to represent.
And let's see. Are there any Lions that I'm starting? Stafford?
Yeah.
Maybe. We need some information on that Green Bay secondary. Are they going to be down some corners again? Because if they are, then sure, I'll fire up
The
Stafford.
last report that I've seen, they're still pretty banged up there. I expect them to be down at least 1, maybe 2 of their main corners, and we've seen that has really changed their defense. Their defense in the beginning of the year, when healthy, they were really tough to both pass and run on, and now with the injuries, they have not had quality backups is essentially what's going on. So I do think Calvin Johnson is going to be a fine play. I actually think Joique Bell is a flex option here that can do all right.
Yes.
Stafford is, what he has been a lot this year. Yeah. Your Joique Love firing you up.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Love that.
Stafford, to me, is just outside a top 12.
I use one of his game-worn jerseys as a blanket every night, so I'm very excited about about Joik
I've never watched it.
in this game. What about Devin Funchess? How does he perform?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is going to really spread the ball around, so everyone's going to catch the ball. Funchess will definitely get involved.
He's going to go right out of Lambeau Field, right into his arms.
So you got Devontae Adams or James Jones?
Devontae
Adams.
And I've been asked that quite a bit this week, and I'm
Adams
pretty confident with Adams.
Or Cobb?
Cobb.
James Jones or Richard Rodgers? Who gets the touchdown this week?
I'll go James Jones.
Although
Although I felt like I was in an eye exam.
I'll go Jones. I mean, but man, he is finally who we thought he was.
I was gonna say, man.
It just took like 8 weeks of
Yeesh.
great production for us to finally nail James Jones.